picture of St. John Paul II that we have here in my house. Hey everyone, it's Emmanuel again. I'm here in my home right now, and to be honest, this wasn't the video that I planned on doing today. This was probably the last thing that I expected to talk about, and I planned on going over something with this a little bit later on in the year, maybe maybe about 2 months from now for Pope Francis's birthday. I thought about doing this for him, but it might be something that he's in need of a little bit more. Most of you, well, I don't know if I should say most of you, if you haven't found out already, Catholic News Agency just released the article revealing that Pope Francis has publicly come out and said that he's in favor of civil unions for same-sex couples. Gotta move something on my phone here. And this, to me, is raising the heights of the confusion that has come since he has been elected as the Pope. And it's something that we can't be denying anymore for those of us who are afraid to say anything bad about the Pope. We forget that the Pope is also a man, and there are things that he can be wrong about, though we respect him for the authority that he has, though we obey him with the teachings that he says when they are consistent with what the Church has taught before. And this is an example of something that is not. And we need to respond with prayer. That's what we have to do. We have to respond with prayer for our Holy Father, because there is so much confusion. There is not enough clarity. And you have so many Catholics out there that are going astray because they are using the things that Pope Francis has said over the years as their excuse to promote the errors that they promote. You know, I just got off the phone with my mother, and I really appreciate the insight that my mom has when she prays the rosary, because one of the pieces of insight she gave to me was on the first sorrowful mystery of Jesus sobbing crying in the agony of the agony in the garden. That's the mystery, and how she realized that it's not just about the physical suffering that he's going to have to go through in his passion, but it is also about, she had this insight that it was almost like that Jesus was sweating his blood not only for the pain that he was going to go through, but also because of the souls that he knew would still refuse following him, that would still refuse his mercy after everything that he's going to go through, that there will still be souls who will go to hell. We fail to give honor to God, to give him the love that we owe to him when we look at a crucifix. We see an image of Christ bleeding on the cross, and yet we still say, non serviam. We still repeat the words of Lucifer when he fell from heaven and he said, I will not serve. When we look at the crucifix, we should say the words of St. Michael, serviam, I will serve. That's what looking at the cross should motivate us to do. I will serve. One of the things I'm fond of saying is that when I look at the crucifix, I see proof of the love that God has for me and his willingness to be merciful to me. I am very well aware of the things I have done that have harmed, that have hurt the Sacred Heart of our Lord. And to think that he is still willing to reach his arms out to me, it's amazing. And and to see that the Pope is not teaching on that type of mercy, at least not publicly enough, as opposed to things like him coming out and saying that he's in favor of same-sex civil unions, there's a problem. And I think it's very providential. I don't believe this is a coincidence that on December 17, 1936, St. Faustina wrote in her diary that she experienced the worst suffering that she had ever felt. She said, I did not know that it was possible for one to suffer this much. She offered that suffering up for priests. December 17, 1936 was the day that Pope Francis was born. I don't believe that that's a coincidence. St. Faustina was a big promoter of the Divine Mercy Chaplet, so what I'm asking everyone to do today, or as soon as you watch this video, if it's not on the day that I post it, pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet for Pope Francis, and also pray the Rosary for Pope Francis, since that is the weapon of our time. I'm a big fan of praying all the mysteries every day. I would highly encourage everyone to do that. We're in need of clarity and truth in our time. Love the Lord, love Pope Francis, pray for him,